Hi everybody, Matthew from Disaster Area here. Going to show you the extension switch configuration for the DMC-6D. The DMC-6D is very compact, and one of the compromises we had to make in order to make it that compact was that we've replaced the sort of two bank up and down buttons that are found on some of the competing controllers with hold functions. So if you're in bank 1 and you need to change to bank 2, you just press and hold one of the bank buttons and you go up and down to the bank you want and you press the button. So we're in 2, we'll go back to 1. And this is great if you don't change banks a lot. If you do change banks a lot, or if you want to have a dedicated stop button or a tap button, or you want to be able to kill a certain track instantly, or really anything, we offer some expandability. So by plugging a stereo cable, a TRS cable, into this red jack on the side, you can connect two foot switches, and these are just momentary foot switches wired up to a similar stereo jack here. We call this a DFS2. We offer it in a big and a small version. The small version is about the size of a Twinkie. It's smaller than this. It's the size of our DMC2 pedal. And you configure this really simply. If you've seen our video about configuring expression pedals, it's basically the same setup. You reset the DMC, and then you press and hold the upper right button and you go into setup menu. And so we've already covered the A and the B and the C. That's expression A, B, and MIDI channel. We're going to cover the S menu now. And so the S menu is for the switch. By pushing the up and down buttons, you can turn the switch off. You can set it to A, B, or C. So let's go over these one at a time. The A mode is two dedicated buttons that are the same in every bank. So we'll go ahead and save this by pushing and holding the center button. And if we go to Ableton, we can see here, we'll go into the MIDI Learn menu here, and we've got some stuff mapped already. We can go ahead and map, if we want, the master transport stop here to the bottom button, so that pretty much no matter what we do here, there we go, the bottom button. So go out of MIDI mode and we can start our sequence, and then we can go into the groove after 4 bars, and we can go into our chorus after 4 bars. But if we want to stop, we can push this button, and that's it. So it acts like 2 extra buttons. So whether you're in all access mode or any of the 20 banks, it gets you 2 extra buttons that are always the same. So you can use them for things that you always need, like stop, or muting sends, or killing a particular track. Really anything that you might want to use a dedicated button for. If we look at the next mode, which is the B mode, the B mode is bank up and down. So go to switch and configure it for a bank. So we'll save that. And I don't even need to use Ableton to show you guys this. Pressing up and down on the controller moves you up and down through the banks. And that's really all there is to it. Once you land on the bank you want, you can send those MIDI commands. So if you happen to be in this bank and you want to send these commands, fine. If you are using one bank per song, then this is a really easy way to get to the next song. Really simple. And then finally we've got the C mode. And the C mode is a little bit different in that it gives you 2 extra buttons per bank, but they change per bank. So if we set this to C and save, what we end up with are A, B, C. You can hear my sequences playing here. D, E, F. And then we also end up with 2 extra buttons, which are G and H. And there are extra buttons in every bank. So if we go to, for example, bank 2, we have A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and H. The one caveat is that if you're using the 8-button mode, as we call it, you've only got 15 banks. This is a limitation of MIDI. We can only send 128 notes. In 8-button mode, that works out to 15 banks of 8 each, plus the all-access bank, which also has 8. So if you're using this as 2 extra buttons, essentially as a full 8-button controller, then you've really only got the 15 banks. So this might be a limitation for some, but for others they'll want to use the extra buttons. If you don't want to use the extender at all, you can disable it and the controller will completely ignore it. This works with just about any momentary, normally off or normally open device. So a Boss FS5U, even the sort of, this one's mine, aux switches, things like that. It'll work probably with switches you already have, so you probably don't even need to buy anything. If you want to use it with the disaster area pedal, by all means, we sell them in the store. We'll offer the DFS as a bundle pack, so you can save a little bit of money if you buy both together. So again, really easy to set everything up. Basically gets you either 2 dedicated buttons, or bank up and bank down, or expands every mode to 8 buttons instead of 6. And that's all with just one little extension foot switch. So these will be available on www.disasterareadesigns.com in a very short time. And if you've got any comments or questions about the video, please leave them below. Again, thank you for watching.